Hi, a very good day to all of you. Just to reiterate whatever that we have learned in the class regarding evaluative commentary, I hope you're able to follow in today's class on how you can complete your assignment. So, in the last class, we did the introductory paragraph for the commentary. So, today we're going to look at the whole commentary per se. So, let's start. So we know that in order for you to start a commentary, we need to have to read, to analyze, and also to write. Right? Reading requires to skim the article, to identify the author tone, and you analyze by examining the facts, and you can give your opinion and agree. So this will normally take place in the second last paragraph of your commentary. Then your writing will be organized accordingly with the appropriate linkers to show that the coherence of your uh, commentary. So what are the things that you need to have in your commentary? First of all, in content, you need to have overview on author's tone, main points, supporting details, and strong evidence, personal view. This is the one that you need to focus on because it's your own idea and justification and restatement of your opinion in the last paragraph. Language will be appropriacy and accuracy and organization, as I mentioned just now. Yeah, you have linkers and so on. So now let's look at the structure of your commentary. The structure of the commentary should have introduction. That's what you did in the last class. Overview of the article, author's tone. Evaluation would be the summarizing the paragraphs with the topic sentence and the points that are used in the articles. So in other words, you just summarize it and post it in the commentary. You don't have to change any ideas there. The main thing would be your personal opinion, personal view. This is the most important part, your personal view, what do you agree or you don't agree. So this is where you will see that it's the original way of writing. Yeah? And conclusion is restating whatever you have mentioned in your personal view and to have any final sentence to support that. So let's look at the overview in the introduction. In the introduction, we have clear statement of the problem, author's tone, right? Remember author's tone? What is this? Whether the positive, negative, or neutral, and the point of view, whether he or she agrees with something. So in terms of positive, it can also be optimistic, objective, fair, or it can also be impartial. Negative can also be pessimistic or somber, biased, it is one-sided, unfair, judgmental, or critical. So this will be an introductory paragraph. Then in your evaluation, be focusing on the paragraphs of the article. You're going to tell about the main points of the paragraphs by highlighting the topic sentence and what are the points used in to support and whether it has strong evidence or not. Initially, we learned about strong argument, but today we're looking at strong evidence. Strong evidence meaning that you have data, statistical data, expert opinion, and also research finding, which will add to the credibility of the article. Okay, the next one will be the interesting part where you are going to talk about your own opinion, your personal view. Here is where you can say you agree, disagree, or agree and disagree. So, how far do you agree? You agree, totally agree, generally agree, somewhat agree, or you same thing, totally disagree, generally disagree, and how far agree and disagree? You can say partially agree, but also disagree with certain points, partially disagree, and also certain points you don't agree, and you justify whatever point you mention, you justify with the appropriate reasons, expose the strength or weakness, challenge the reliability if needed, and provide additional arguments that will make it effective way to say that you commented based on your valid reasons. Then the last part will be the conclusion. You reaffirm what you stand regarding the author's point of view, and you should highlight the importance of examining the issue. So for practice purposes, I've already given you this particular thing, right? This particular passage for you to look at. Okay, we look at it begins with the late Nelson Mandela famously said, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. This inspiring message has been a hallmark to emphasize the very momentousness of education in today's ever-changing world. Abraham Lincoln, too, echoed the importance of education in it is a tool for humans to strive for greatness we have never imagined. There's no denying that the world in the 21st century is akin to a pressure cooker where people work relentlessly of in pursuit of ultimate success. Therefore, let us obtain insights into the significance of education for future success. So, based on this paragraph, you're able to understand the writers. There are two writers, Najinder and Norazlia. Okay, so you can see the writers mention Nelson Mandela as well as Abraham Lincoln. So to support the point, so it gives you the idea what is the point that the writer is making, telling that education is very important. Right? It strive for greatness. It can make you successful. Ultimate success. It can give you ultimate success if you have education. So then the writers mention the significance of education for future success. So what are the significance? So we can say they straight away the point of view they support totally of education, right? And other thing that you can look at in the proceeding paragraphs is the point mentioned about how this points they mention here, this maths, science, and language. One of the things this education makes you successful is because of the subjects like these. And at the same time, the writers also mention people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein. Maybe these people have no proper education now, but still they're successful. So in spite of their dropout background and lack of education, but can this be generalized? But the question they ask, even though they don't have proper education, but can we generalize this as you don't need education? So what they're saying, a strong background of education is paramount for the masses. That means they say education is still important, right? So this is the stand of the authors, and they are supporting with the next point of view here, talking about how it will able to, when you're educated, you're able to know about democracy, you're able to know about morality, you're able to know about freedom, all these you're able to know. And the next paragraph, you are able to understand where this will help you in lowering the literacy rate. Literacy means read and write, isn't it? Then the next paragraph, to recapitulate, it is without shadow of doubt that education guarantees success of all levels. So this writer is telling how it is education is the only way to be successful at all levels, social, political, and economic advancements. So in other words, they are really for education. So where is this published? By Oxford Fajar Hanya Berhad in Integrated Language Skills Writing. Yeah, so you can use that as in your introduction. So let's look at this. We reviewed the article entitled Importance of Education by Najinder and Norazlia, which was published by Oxford Fajar Hanya Berhad in Integrated Language Skills Writing book. The article illustrates the benefits we can derive from having education. The authors are optimistic and advocates its importance because it enables us to improve ourselves and to contribute to the betterment of the country. So you can see how we have the point of view of the author, which is advocates the importance of the education, and also the tone, optimistic tone, very positive tone towards education. Then you're going to look at the paragraphs, proceeding paragraphs, and see what are the points you have used. So in the introduction, you have You have used the main point and the overview. So in the evaluation for the first paragraph, the second paragraph, you can see that this part we have a strong evidence because the writers, they have mentioned about here. Look at, firstly, education provides us with a solid base of knowledge and skills to perform in our career. In order to pursue professions like engineers or doctors, it is mandatory to acquire knowledge and skills in a formal setting and earn the academic qualification related to the profession. Similarly, subjects like mathematics, science, and languages too help us to perform various tasks effectively. So the last sentence here, it's strong evidence, right? You give examples of how you can be educated and be successful. So this can be a strong evidence. And we can move on to the next paragraph. Academic experience also gives us opportunity to meet people of different backgrounds and cultural values. This in turn makes us holistic. Holistic means a wholesome person and civilized. We can learn various values such as morality, ethics, as well as our rights and freedom through the process of education. And we can learn so many things through education. And next one, talking about literacy. The authors further highlight the importance of education for national development. It's a seed for knowledge-based economy and serves as a catalyst for green technology. All these we need education and the nation's economy. Besides, educated citizens are also indicators of high literacy rate. For example, Malaysia's high literacy rate of 93.1% is proof of its educated citizens. So all these points come from the paragraphs. Okay, now it's your own point of view, the second last paragraph. So you can mention here, so we partially agree with the authors. The education is important for personal success and economic growth, especially for Generation Y citizens, because this age of knowledge economy and ICT has made education a necessity. However, we feel that education alone is insufficient. So your differing point of view. You are saying that education alone is insufficient. I mean, it's not enough to savor success. The authors mention prominent people such as Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein. So they give examples of these people. It's mentioned by the authors, but they do not really support the idea that they not necessarily must have education. But you say who had landmark inventions and discoveries that completely changed the course of human advancement. These people introduce ideas that can change the world. None of them successfully completed formal education with any academic qualification. The authors are correct that this fact cannot be generalized, but they attained success due to their diligence and relentless spirit in pursuing their dreams. That means they're able to be successful because of pursuing their dream. So that means it's not basically of their education, but of their dreams and their hard work. Why? How do you know? So you see that, which means that anyone who works hard can be successful. These men toiled and followed the path which others had not dared to pursue. So, and the conclusion can be, in summary, we reaffirm our stand that education is important for our future success and for progress. Nevertheless, we firmly believe that it is not the only passport to success, as there are many other contributing factors. Therefore, education or academic qualifications are not the only criteria for success. So your stand remains until the end. You just say, our stand, education is important for our future, but we firmly believe that it is not the only passport to success. Even though it's important, but it's not the only passport to success. So then we go to the reference. This is the reference. And if you have any questions, you can proceed to ask me.